4,400. The NASDAQ up about 23 at 24,690. And the S&P 500 is up 27 at 7,160. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods has a great reputation for producing custom team apparel. We're total team outfitters and we can handle the biggest jobs. Our success in custom team apparel led us into group and corporate apparel. Plus, we have a full selection of promotional products for employee gifts, special events, you name it. And we've made it easy for our customers to firm up their orders. The group sale web stores that we build for our customers are a simple way of gathering all the information you need. They're easy to work, easy to understand, and with them you'll have access to nearly limitless options. We've seen that most times we're better priced than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer. Plus Nike and Under Armour choices that the other guys can't get. And we offer a huge brand selection from Yeti, North Face, and Carhartt too. This is Brian Burkhardt. For team, group, or corporate custom outfitting and promotional products, it's going to be really hard to beat our prices, selection, and ease of buying for any size budget and every size company. And that's why we always say,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Rubber game this afternoon between the Brewers and Diamondbacks at American Family Field. Our coverage starting at 12:05 here on WTMJ. Crew hoping to get back two key bats pretty soon. Both Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn beginning rehab assignments last night in Nashville. General Manager Matt Arnold on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We want to see them just get reps and get built up. You know, there were obviously you want to have them see live pitching. To the extent that they can replicate the environment here in the major leagues. And then the other part of that is just building up a foundation underneath them physically.
Arnold says the hope is that both Chourio and Vaughn could possibly return next week. Let's take a look at the roads, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We are going to start off the system here. This is over in Walworth County on Wisconsin 20. It is currently closed in both directions. This is from Town Line Road to Division Street. Due to a crash, so the DOT asking you to use an alternate route. On the system, 94 westbound just beyond the ramp from County C near Delafield. Part of the right shoulder is blocked there due to a crash. Also, tapping the brakes a bit. This is 41 northbound and southbound. Part of the construction zones there, so you're a little slow between North Avenue and Good Hope. Again, kind of tapping the brakes there in that direction. Take a look at your forecast. We could maybe see a pop-up shower as we move throughout the day. Otherwise, partly sunny, a high near 47. We should see possibly some patchy frost tonight. Cloudy, a low down to 37. Cloudy and chilly as we head into Friday with highs in the mid-50s. And then into the weekend, mostly sunny on Saturday, a high near 58. Partly sunny, maybe some showers on Sunday with highs in the low 60s. Right now, 47 degrees in Madison. We're sitting at 46 in Waukesha, and it's 46 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here's Steve Scafidi. And in for Kristen Bry, here's Todd Albaugh.
Show. Yeah, Kristen's not here. She's on vacation. I was going to call him by his real name, Todd Albo. But somebody yesterday on the text line said Todd Elbow is on the show. So I might just call you that, Todd Elbow. Welcome to the show.
It's an honor, a pleasure to be here. It's great.
Isn't it fun to do radio?
Honestly, it was my first love. Somebody told me that when I got back into it a few years ago.
My first love was Cheryl Ladd from the, if you really want to be honest. I wonder how she's doing. She's got to be like 80 now.
Probably.
Damn.
They had a Charlie's Angels reunion not too long ago. Yeah, seriously.
Kate Jackson.
Yep.
Cheryl Ladd.
Farrah Fawcett, who's no longer with us.
Yeah. That's the trifecta of greatness.
And then there was the one that replaced Farrah Fawcett that I can't remember.
Don't even know who that would be.
Yeah.
God, that's a good question. If you know on the text line, 855-616-1620, we're not going to talk about that.
Right.
But first of all, I'm glad that you're here. I have a lot of respect for what you do. You're a great radio guy and a great radio voice, and you're smart. Tell people your story real quick. I know you've done it before in like the 1 minute condensed version.
Well, first, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Usually I'm on when you're gone, and so I get to be on today
I said
when
that's
my
stupid.
friend
Let's
Kristen
bring
is
him on.
gone.
Let's bring you on.
So thanks for the opportunity. Born in Southwest Wisconsin, Richland Center, got involved in politics at a very young age, Republican politics, went on to volunteer work on a number of campaigns. Was former Richland County Republican Party chair, worked for State Senator Dale Schultz when he was majority leader, amongst other things, and during the whole Act 10 thing in his last term as well. Worked for former congressman from Madison, you would consider a moderate Republican by today's standards, or even a liberal, Scott Klug.
Yeah, I think that's a great assessment.
Back in the day. And then in 2011, during Dale's last term, was in a closed Senate Republican caucus where they were talking about so-called, quote-unquote, voter ID. In my opinion, it was voter suppression. And I sat there and said, I can't, this is not what I signed up for, is to help take constitutional rights away from my fellow citizens. And so I said, peace out. Finished out Dale's term with him. And I don't call myself anything politically now. I'm an independent. I've voted Democratic probably since 2012, not because I think they have all the answers, but because
they don't.
In my opinion, of the two major parties, I think there's one that continually stands up for small d democracy right now, and that's the Democratic Party.
All right. So, that's about as honest as she gets. And I know other people, the mayor of Waukesha, Sean Riley's sort of discarded his Republican label, even though it's a nonpartisan position. He was always on my side of the aisle. And I've said over and over again, I used to say conservative first for me. And small governments, stay out of our people's lives, freedom, like what's his face in
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, and that's but I've seen things that I don't like, and I had a great conversation with Rick Essenberg yesterday, who is a conservative,
right,
is known for that brand, and he speaks from a place that here's the history, here's why we thought these things, here's how we think government should work and how we should approach our citizenry. And I just stepped away from it. So I just call myself a Republican because I'm still small government. I still like to balance budgets. I did it when we were in Oak Creek.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. State does a fairly good job with their budget. So anyway.
But you're not a Trumper.
I'm not a Trumper.
Right.
And I've never have been. And I've been very vocal about that. I do draw the line at people who say some crazy. I talked about Todd Bankstead yesterday. Come on. That's nuts. That's nuts stuff.
Yeah.
Let's not threaten lives. I know that the FBI or whoever's going to be the Department of Justice is going to be looking into Mr. Bankstead, and I'm not going to spend any more oxygen on his name because everybody kind of knows that story. All right. So I talked to Joel Brennan yesterday on the show.
Heard it.
Yeah.
Listened. Yep.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Great interview, first of all. I know you have strong. You said on the air yesterday you think he's the most articulate. I don't have words in your mouth, but best well-spoken.
Best communicator.
I think that he's very, very good at it. Just like you on air said you were supporting Shulman back in the Republican, Josh Shulman, the Republican primary. I'm probably going to vote for, not probably, I'm going to vote for Keller Royce because I got to know her. She used to come on our old show. I think she's really, she knows good government. So I'm probably going to vote for her in the Dem primary. So just to put that out there and be transparent about that. But I think she's a good communicator as well. But yeah, I think Joel Brennan is very, very good at communicating. Here's the interesting part. And we didn't talk about this because I want to do this on air. I want to get your thoughts. As I listened to him yesterday, totally agree with being a good communicator, but I found it fascinating that so many of his responses to your questions were, I did this is what I did, here's what, and I get it, he's trying to introduce himself, but if you look at somebody like Fran Hong or Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez or Keller Royce, especially Fran Hong, it's I did this, but I'm fighting for people that did that. I think nobody's asking me for my opinion, but a lot of these candidates, not just Brennan, I think they have to get away from giving everybody their resume and tell people why you want to be governor for them.
I would argue that the reason he's giving everybody his resume is because he's got a very impressive resume. So they can't know you unless they know where you've been. Now, on the Fran Hall thing, which is, we're going to take a break, we're going to tee that up. She is considered, sort of amazingly, in my opinion, the front runner in this race. Marquette Law School poll last month, 14%. Mandela was in double digits. Everybody else was 3, including Joe Brennan. Is she the front runner? And is she running a campaign that can push her forward through that primary to be the next governor of Wisconsin? We're going to ask you that question. We're going to ask our audience that question as well. What's this Hong power? Is it enough to get through this thing? Well, we'll get to that and more on Point Taken, a Kristenless Point Taken with Todd Albo, not Elbow. All right, we'll do that after this on 620 WTMJ.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Trees on the Move and Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi with Milwaukee Weight Loss. Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat per day? Milwaukee Weight Loss. Lost 45 pounds last year. Another 8 or so. It kind of goes up and down this year. Easy to follow. You lose the weight fast, naturally, safely. No drugs or injections. No serious side effects. None of the gimmicky stuff, the prepackaged meals, bars, shakes. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Their program helps reset your metabolism. I was just talking to somebody yesterday about this away from the show. It's the magic to the formula. It changed my life. I don't look at bread in the same way or pasta the same way. I still enjoy them on occasion, but not as much. Their program costs half as much and works up to twice as fast. That's the best testimony I can give you. And this is the magic to losing 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. That's a pound a day. Limited time right now because you're listening to my show and hear me talking about Milwaukee Weight Loss. $200 off with their spring special. Book your free consultation today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
As the weather gets nicer,
don't jinx it.
We all feel that boost of motivation. You start tackling closets, cleaning out drawers, and wondering how things got so out of hand.
The truth is, most homes just were not designed with enough smart storage.
At Inspired Closets, we create custom solutions that turn messy spaces into beautifully organized ones.
From walk-in closets to entryways, we design around the way you live every day.
This spring, do more than clean. Get organized for good at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
Oh, we're just getting started. Todd's with me on this Thursday edition of Point Taken. Kristen will be back on Monday. She's geeked to get back. I know that. I just was texting with her this morning.
I talked to her on the way in today, and I can't wait for her to get back on this show next week and tell about this great forum. It was about some of these gubernatorial candidates, women.
Yeah.
And I think she's got some great insight, so she'll bring that next week.
Yeah, so some great reviews. Kristen said it went fantastic, and it was the 4 women candidates and Kristen in an audience, and she said it went fantastic. So we'll get all of that information next week. Lots of controversy about the Charlie's Angels stuff. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but apparently Cheryl Ladd came in as after Farrah Fawcett.
Here's what I love, because when I bring up some of these, I'm 56, and when I bring up some of these 70s, 80 TV shows, Kristen's like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
but it's nice to be, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Kristen told me a couple months ago she's never seen The Godfather.
Really?
It's like, are you serious? That's like a top 5 film all time.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, what are you and Mike doing at home? Well, I could probably guess.
They have a kid.
They have a kid. All right, I asked you the question. Hong power.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny she's run a very effective campaign. Mm-hmm. She's good at it. Social media superstar. Everywhere. She's at all kinds of events, large and small. But I come down to this. I want your opinion. She's a socialist. She identifies as, she's in the socialist caucus.
I get that.
In the legislature. Are you telling me that Wisconsin voters are going to pick a socialist to be the next governor of the state of Wisconsin?
Let me give a shout out very quickly to great journalists at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Molly Beck and Jesse Opoyan had a great story in yesterday's edition on Fran Hong's campaign. I get it because you're a few years older than me, but we came up when communism and Russia was the evil empire, and it was. I think there's a difference in how current Democratic social. I'm not here to defend them, by the way. I'm just answering your question about perception. I think today's Democratic Socialist, quote unquote, I don't think it's the same socialism that you and I grew up with, Red China.
What do you think the difference is?
I think it means more that there's an emphasis on policies that affect more people, a wider range of people, and less of the one percenters. Let's pass policy as one percenters, and let's tax the one percenters more so that the 99% do better. And let me hasten to add this. I think you'll agree, maybe not. As somebody who grew up in a rural community, there's a lot of farmers in Wisconsin who are multi-millionaires. I don't think we're talking about that. We're talking about the Ulines and the Diane Hendricksons and the John Menards, those people who are billionaires, of taxing those people more. So if you're going to be a candidate, if Fran Hong is the nominee, and I think personally, if the election were held today, a lot of time left, but if we're held today, I think Fran Hong wins the Democratic primary, and I don't think it'll be particularly close.
Today.
Do I think she can stay in it till the end? We'll find out. But I think today.
Why her and not Barnes? Ran before.
I've said this before. Bill McCoshen will be on this show tomorrow. I think he agrees with me. I don't understand. I love Joseph Pecky. I think he should have been the Democratic chair of Wisconsin. I think they made a huge mistake putting Devin Remaker in there. I don't understand his infatuation with Barnes. I just don't get it. Because Bill McCoshen is a smart dude, and what I love about both Joe and Bill is they're honest. That they'll go against their party and tell us what they really think. Bill agrees with me. Here's a quick anecdote. I was at an event, got a free ticket from a close friend, was at an event with Kamala Harris about a month ago at the Orpheum Theater in downtown Madison. You've seen this, Steve. Other people have. When there's a candidate, Tommy Thompson, Tammy Baldwin, when they walk into a room of people from their party, people gravitate to them. They want to shake their hand. They want to get a selfie. All this. Mandela Barnes was at this Kamala Harris event in the Orpheum in Madison. He was going around like, please talk to me.
That's why I don't see the magic there.
No, I don't think the Democrat, they know the guy, right? He ran at a statewide ticket and only 11% are vote. They know who he is. They don't like him.
You mentioned the Journal Sentinel did some reporting this week on Tom Tiffany and what they say is a leaked email. And the headline, we need to take Francesca Hong seriously. Is that real, or is this the candidate they actually want to go up against?
That's my question, right? I mean, I've been around long enough. I think there may be, so I have no proof to it, but I think there may have been a little bit of cooking it on their end, meaning not like today's kids say you're cooked, you're done, but cook the numbers and then quote unquote leak this, because I think that Tom Tiffany, the Republicans want Fran Hong as the opponent. They think they can beat her, but they released this quote unquote intro memo and basically saying Fran Hong could win this. I actually think some of the stuff in the memo is true because the policies she's talking about are working class politics. It's about putting food on the table, gas prices, which I think we're going to get to in a little bit. Those are real issues that she's speaking direct, and she comes from the service industry. She's one of them. That's very different than a Tom Tiffany who's been an elected official for God knows how long.
He was also a business owner.
Okay, but a while back.
A while back, yeah. I will say this, and maybe this is controversial, I don't know. You put up Hong and or Barnes, Tiffany wins. My opinion.
On this show, you said a few months ago that Barnes was the only one that Tiffany would lose to.
No,
Jazz, am I right about that?
Am I right on that? Did I change on that? I don't think so.
I think you did. Ask Kristen.
I'm saying it now. Well, things change in politics.
True. I think that I don't think Barnes is going to win the primary. I think a Hong-Tiffany race will be very, very close. In my personal opinion, I think that the strongest Democrat to go against Tiffany is probably either Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez or State Senator Kelda Royce, because they're seen as more centrist and they're women.
You're right. I did say that. So my position's evolved, clearly. Yeah. And that's a good catch on your side. These other candidates, I had Joel Brennan on, Kelda Royce, Missy Hughes. Who am I missing? Sarah Rodriguez. Yeah. What's the magic for these candidates? Is there magic?
Well, you tell me. I said this when you were gone with Kristen. I mean, we're sitting now. The 1st of May is tomorrow, folks. Having run a few races in Wisconsin, never statewide, but congressional races, you have about a month and a half left until people check out in terms of going on vacation. Kids are out of school. I don't understand why. I mean, other than Hong and Royce and Rodriguez, I don't see a true statewide campaign from these other people. You got to connect, and you got to do it quick. And I don't know Democratic politics as well as some people. Here's my quick take. I do listen to a lot of people. I listen to people who are much more left than me. I think that the Democratic base is angry. I think they're fed up. That young people are saying we're sick and tired of waiting our turn, and they want somebody who's going to reflect that. And you know better than anybody else, Steve, in a Democratic primary, you win Milwaukee County and Dane County. That's it.
Yeah.
It's over. And so a candidate like Hong, who has this, people underestimate her. This is how she won her assembly race in Madison, is that she has this network of service industry workers that she connects with.
She's a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm never going to vote for Fran Hong, but I've met her. I like her. She's a fighter, but I can't get
if it's
past the
Fran
socialist
Hong
label.
versus Tom Tiffany, who voted to undercut elections,
I still vote for Tiffany. I still vote for
You'd vote
Tiffany.
for an election denier like Tiffany?
Look, no candidate is perfect. I hate the fact that he
Wait a
did.
minute.
I hate the fact that he did that. But if you give me a socialist versus Tom Tiffany, I'm taking Tiffany.
That surprises me.
Well, I'm being honest.
I appreciate that.
Oh, we're late for break. We got to get to it. 620 WTMJ, point taken.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime.
I love spring.
I have a big collection of new life to show you.
New life is a spring thing.
Show us. I call it crosses and clovers.
These are amazing.
Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of?
Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds.
Wow. I'm buying this one. How much?
$185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270. This cross? $90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious.
Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well.
Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Accunet Mortgages and Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert here with my son David, Acunet's president and maestro of metaphor. What do you have for us today?
Dad, buying a home is a lot like having a baby. And it turns out that in today's extra competitive market, getting real estate pregnant with your offer accepted is the hardest part. So along with your agent, your Accunet loan consultant will do everything possible to get your real estate bun in the oven.
Yep, we can definitely help buyers make their offers more competitive. Okay, so once you've made the real estate baby, so to speak, what else do buyers and their agents want?
As a son, now this is getting gross and I regret the metaphor. But the next thing everyone wants are regular checkups and an on-time delivery. That's where Accunet really shines, with proactive weekly updates to reassure the sometimes nervous homeowners-to-be that everything's okay and on track.
It all starts with a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval, and our home buying clinic is always open. Just click on the blue button at Accunet.com to get started. That's ACCUNET.com.
When it's time to explore assisted living, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association to promote whereyouLiveMatters.org. I'm Mike from the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association. For over 30 years, our organization of more than 2,000 facility members has led through advocacy, education, and support to help advance quality care. That's why Wisconsin families trust WALA. When it's time to search for assisted living for yourself or a loved one, visit whereyouLiveMatters.org.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 12th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Diego Padres.
Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Real quick, before we get to the bottom of the hour news here, which for you kids is 10:30.
I do that too.
Yeah. It's like nobody looks at a real clock anymore. Like if you look at my watch, I'm showing Todd.
Very nice watch.
Yeah, it's a real clock. And I mean, do you have digital? Do you have a watch?
I just use my phone. I have an analog watch.
Oh, okay.
That my grandparents gave me.
Is it a Timex?
No, I forget what they gave me. It was a high school graduation gift. I still have it.
That's a popular gift for graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they. What did I get? I got my class ring from my parents.
Oh yeah.
Which I have no idea where that is anymore.
Do they do that anymore? Class
I
rings,
don't
letter
think
jackets.
Letter jackets they still do, but I don't think they do the rings anymore. Anyway, real quick. Salute to service. We are in the nomination period. You know this. This is a great thing. Thanks to Waterstone Bank. Every year we pick the first, the amazing list of first responders, doctors, nurses, police, fire, EMTs, dispatchers. Every year it's different. Nurses. It is just a fun way to honor people who step up every day. And the list is long of the nominations, and they keep coming in, but I need your help. Text SALUTE to 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Text the word SALUTE, S-A-L-U-T-E. Tell me who they are, how they changed your life, how they impacted your life, where they work. Give me a contact. I'll take it from there. Jazz and I work on these pieces. And in Heroes Week coming up in a few weeks in May, 3 weeks in May, we're going to tell those stories on the air live at 11:30 each day. Thanks to Waterstone Bank, all our great partners. It is the most enjoyable part of the year I have is in May when we do this.
I love it, the fact that you do it. Congratulations. Thank you for doing this. I have family members who are EMTs, firefighters, those sort of things. They go unheralded, so thank you.
Yeah, and it's just a joy to do. And we're actually up for a WBA award this Friday.
How about that?
Actually, 2 of them out for our work last year on Salute to Service. So get those noms in. If you don't want to text, you can go to WTMJ.com and there's a banner. Just click on the banner. It takes you to the nomination page. All right, we got local news with Neil Doyle coming up. Here's now the latest from ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The man accused of trying to enter the White House Correspondents' Dinner while armed in order to harm President Trump and members of his administration is going to remain in custody. Cole Allen's lawyer at a hearing today says he will not contest his detention. The magistrate judge presiding denied the government's request to present additional evidence to the court. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has more on some of that evidence.
Sources telling ABC News that after Allen checked in, he allegedly used his laptop to research President Trump's schedule and even went down to scope out the area around the ballroom.
King Charles and Queen Camilla at Arlington National Cemetery laying a wreath on the final day of their trip to the U.S. Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth testifying before the Senate Armed Services Committee, facing questions one day after he got questions about the war in Iran from a House committee. Today, Iran's supreme leader says the regime is going to protect its nuclear program, which President Trump demands it abandon. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Neil Doyle. Pain at the pump as gas prices continue to soar across Wisconsin. As of this morning, AAA says the average price for a gallon of unleaded now over $4 across the state. One person telling WTMJ earlier today saw a station near 60th and Burleigh. Gas was $4.79. Industry experts say refinery issues and rising oil prices are to blame. Many believe prices will continue to climb throughout the week. Another Wisconsin lawmaker now stepping down. Republican State Senator Andre Jacques says he will not seek re-election after his 2 terms in office. His decision now meaning 6 of the chamber's 18 GOP members are retiring at the end of this session. The Milwaukee Public School Board also announcing its leadership now in place for another year. The board of directors unanimously re-elected Missy Zombor as president. This will be her 2nd term in that role. Board members also electing James Ferguson to the vice president position during their annual organizational meeting. MPS leaders plan to present a final budget proposal to the school board in early May. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The Dow is up over 1% at 49,500. The NASDAQ up 58 at 24,732. And the S&P 500 is in the green, up 36 points at 7,170. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Not really seeing any major issues on the system, but we do have a problem over in Walworth County. This is Wisconsin 20. It is closed in both directions right near East Troy. That is due to a crash. The DOT asking you to use an alternate route there. Again, otherwise on the system, everything else looking okay. Take a look at your forecast. Partly sunny skies. We could maybe see a pop-up shower as we move throughout the day. A high of 47 degrees, so not warming up a whole lot more. Could see some patchy frost tonight, cloudy and low down to 37. Heading into Friday, partly cloudy, maybe a chance for a shower. We'll see highs in the mid-50s. And then into the weekend, mostly sunny Saturday, a high near 56. Could see some shower chances maybe Sunday, otherwise partly sunny with a high near 62. Right now, 44 degrees in Green Bay. We're sitting at 45 in Kenosha, and it's 46 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1034.
So, Dad, what gives with the square pizzas?
Well, Marty wanted to be different, but little did he know that he was giving everyone a real value. We figured it out. Our 12-inch square pizza covers 27% more space than a 12-inch round.
A bigger pizza and a better value.
Yep, 27% more.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
We know for small business advertisers, every dollar counts. And that's why you hear our advertisers over and over on this station, as well as every other Milwaukee radio station. Because the power of repetition is real. Go to the Our Clients page of Anderson-Smith.com and see just how many you're familiar with. And check out their real advertising success stories. You'll learn why our clients stay with us for years and years. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small business advertisers get better results. We know you work hard to make your small business the best it can be. And we understand you deserve to have your advertising work as hard as you do. That's why we focus on only the most efficient ways to assure your ad message makes the most impact it possibly can. With millions of dollars in annual billing and dozens of satisfied clients, Anderson Smith has the leverage and know-how to amplify your advertising. Go to Anderson-Smith.com, email me, and I'll call you in short order. Because it's time we grow your business.
Oh, you know, it's a good show, Town Alba, when the text line is spinning. Everything from you're a commie to I'm a election denier, which I'm not. Anybody listen to the show?
I'm not a commie, but...
Again, on the Tom Tiffany thing, we all have choices. There are people who didn't... They held their nose when they voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know, but they voted for Donald Trump. And you get choices. They didn't want President Harris. None of this stuff is easy. No candidate is perfect. There are things about Tom Tiffany I do not like. But I'm not hung up on the socialist label. I just have a hard time, though, Texans are arguing with me about this, that Milwaukee specifically has a long history of that. We had mayors who were socialists.
100%.
So maybe in Milwaukee that will play, and maybe that's where Fran Hongs, you said Milwaukee-Madison, maybe that's where that strength comes from. I'm not saying she can't win the primary. I don't know.
I think it helps her in the primary. I think if she gets to the general, she has to be willing to adjust. Her campaign has to be willing to adjust and lean less on the label and more about her policies, which I do think connect with voters all across the state of Wisconsin.
If you know, what's one example of something that would register with people on policy side of Fran Hong? I know it's off the top of your head.
Child care. She's been talking about state-funded child care across the board. There's a huge issue for people across the state.
All right, so you know where I come from on this. Yes, we should do something, child care, tax credit, whatever it is. But when you start talking about paying for stuff, we're already, not in the state of Wisconsin, but federally, in a massive debt situation. So if you're talking about federal action, where's that money coming from?
I don't think I haven't read all of her policies specifically. I think she's saying, what can we do in the state of Wisconsin? You know, we're sitting on what
It's four. I mean, it's almost $4
billion.
No question.
So you make choices, and also believe me, I'm not here as an advocate for her campaign necessarily. I'm just answering your question. I know she has talked about, much like Bernie Sanders and others, are we taxing the wealthiest? We're talking about the billionaires in the state of Wisconsin enough to pay for some of these things.
You know, that argument, even among Republicans, is starting to hold water. People are saying, okay, the dude's worth like $200 billion. He's paying no. I mean, come on.
Right.
Something's not right here. That has to change.
Didn't Tom Tiffany came out here last week before? Tom Tiffany went a number of years without paying taxes?
Yes. That was a story a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people, and he wants to be governor. I think that's a problem.
All right, let's talk about my side of the aisle.
All right.
I want you to explain to me, because I don't really have an idea why this is happening. I sort of have a feeling about it. Republicans are they're deciding not to run in the state. The latest, Andre Jacques.
Andre Jacques, state senator from the Door County area.
Beautiful part of the state.
It really is. The first Senate district announced today, been here on 620 WTMJ. He's not going to seek re-election. I think there's a couple of factors. A, that fairer maps make it more difficult because on both sides, Republicans and Democrats have not had to worry about general. It's about being primaried. And so that's made them more either right or left, depending upon their party. So now there's a fairer map. Jacques has not been what I would call a centrist state senator or candidate, leaned into Trump and Trumpism very proudly. So might be looking at the political reality, going to be tough. And also, the guy here week before that announced he was going to run, former Brown County, as Brown is where Green Bay is, Brown County Republican Party chairman, former Mark Becker, announced that he's going to run as an independent now.
Fascinating.
He had already announced he's going to run as an independent. Now, there's rumors on the street that the Democratic Party, with a wink and a nod, said that if Becker got in as an independent, they would not field a credible Democrat. And now you've got the incumbent Republican saying he's not going to run. I think Becker, he worked for my old network, good guy. He's legit friends with guys like Adam Kinzinger and former State Senator Rob Coles from that area as well, who my understanding is they're all going to endorse him as an independent. If things fall a certain way this fall, Mark Becker could be the deciding vote as an independent in the state Senate.
Here's my thought. If you're afraid of the challenge, what the hell are you doing in office in the first place? So whatever the lines are in your district, step up. If you're a person who likes public service, and these people have been in office for a while, who likes to play the game of politics, Trump or whatever, where are you going? That seems to me a suggestion that we think we're going to lose badly. We're just getting the hell out.
Yeah.
I don't like that sort of mindset.
But we've seen this for 15 going on 20 years, that these folks in the legislature, they're less concerned about having legit town halls. I come from an era, you remember this, when you're elected official, you were a mayor.
Yep.
When you would have a town hall,
and
it was truly
mayors.
open.
Meet the mayors.
Right.
Once a month, every month. Come on in, let's talk.
Right. And now they have, quote unquote, town halls where it's invited guests.
Or teletown halls.
Yeah, that's horse crap.
I'm so afraid to go out in public, I can't even meet you face to face.
Yeah, I'm sick of that. And I think that my former party, your current party, the Republican side, is more afraid of that than the Democratic side. And I think that you're seeing this now that, we actually have to face real voters. Ooh, that's too tough.
To me, it seems like an abdication of public service. Like, you're afraid of the challenge, so you're just getting the hell out. I don't understand this mindset. And if these guys are all getting out, and it's primarily guys,
mostly.
Yeah, one woman. What are we doing here? So you're just saying we're going to hand it over to the other side. Now, I'm not predicting that's going to happen, but there's a lot of suggestions that it's going to be a rough November for Republicans.
Well, I mean, Bill McCosho, this show a couple weeks ago, said, I applaud him for this, was honest, and said correct me if I'm wrong, that if gas wasn't under $3 a gallon and if Trump wasn't out of the war by Memorial Day, it was going to be a tough road to hoe for Republicans this fall. Gas is at $4.26 last night when I filled up.
Yeah. Bill McCosho's worried, you should worry.
Right?
If you're a Republican.
If you're a Republican.
Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah.
Bill understands. Bill's been around. You know this. He's been around forever.
I respect nobody on the Republican side of the aisle as a conservative in their political opinion more than Bill McCosho in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the resume. Yeah. Although you said it's not the resume, it's what you do next. All right.
Nicely done, Scafidi.
Todd is here. We're having fun on a Thursday. Kristen is off. She'll be back on Monday. All right. Do you want Donald Trump's picture, image, likeness on your passport? I had a 2-word answer for this yesterday on Twitter. I don't think I did it on Facebook. One of the words was no. The other one was a curse word I can't say on the radio. That's my answer. I'm curious, yay or nay? 855-616-1620. Do you want Donald Trump's picture on your passport? From me. We'll see what Todd has to say after this.
Kitchen remodeling projects consistently rank as one of the most valuable improvement projects in your home. I'm Mark Olson with Redo Cabinets, here to tell you that we can transform your kitchen into your vision and save you money. Now is a great time to learn about refacing during our spring sales event. During this event at Redo Cabinets, get premium cabinet facings with plenty of options for color, hardware, style, and accessories. And get free premium countertops with every refacing project. Or payments as low as $195 a month. That's right, $195 a month. Call today and book a free, no-obligation consultation. Redo Cabinets, 414-677-6417. 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit us at redocabinets.com. That's redocabinets.com. Serving homeowners for over 70 years in Illinois and Wisconsin. Don't replace, reface with Redo Cabinets.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Appliance Gallery, right on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee. Their gorgeous showroom is the most up-to-date in our state, featuring luxury brands like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Miele, Fisher & Paykel, and more. They'll work right with your contractor or designer and make the process seamless. They even offer brands where you can choose from custom colors. As a small family-owned company with one location, they deliver impeccable service with a personal touch. Visit ApplianceGalleryWY.com or stop in today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, racinecountryclub.com.
I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
They put all these snakes on a plane just to get sent back without a bite.
He brings home the pitch, and Gary, a fly ball left field. This is deep, Benintendi back. Bye-bye baseball. The Kraken strikes.
The Brewers take on the Diamondbacks today at American Family Field. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 12:05. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
All around the world, statues crumble for me. Who knows how long?
Todd Albaugh joining me on the show today. Not Todd Elbow. Thanks for listening for that. Great music, by the way. Jazz doing it on the music side.
Thanks,
of things. Jazz isn't just a hard worker. He just does the work and grinds on the music. And I offer suggestions. Some of them never get to the air. Musical suggestions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's good. I
Jazz
don't know.
she's a sharp critic.
She is, but you need that sometimes around you, right?
The fun is when the producer pushes back, really, because the antagonism. We were doing that a little bit. You saw some of that this morning.
The sausage of a point taken.
Yeah, it gets a little messy,
right?
A little anger,
but you get a better product.
I think so. I think the show's been rocking today, and thanks for all the text line is spinning, which is always an indication people are engaged. So I love that. Thanks for doing that. All right, so we teed it up before the break. Now this isn't everywhere. It's not here. It's in the Washington passport area, that D.C. area. It's a limited edition passport with the president, Donald J. Trump's image on it. I asked the question, would you want that? Now, it's a small sample size. Basically, they're saying what I said, F no. Yeah. You want his picture on your passport?
No. I'll leave out the adjective on it. No, I don't want it on there. And honestly, Steve, we've never had any president, to my knowledge, who has done this kind of stuff. He's put his image on I heard that it's the secretaries of the different agencies trying to get into his good graces. So Pam Bondi put up his photo or the big banner on the Department of Justice. You've seen stuff at the Pentagon. You've got National Park Service put it on the annual passes for the National Park Service.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. That happened last year.
Texas said they wouldn't get the pass because his face was on it.
Right. Well, I mean, but no. The short answer is I don't want any president's picture on. I want an eagle. I want the seal of the United States because I'm an American citizen, and we are and I don't want to go too far down this road, but having King Charles here this week, the irony of hearing the monarch of the UK come to the United States in the well of the House and in the White House, sounding more, in my opinion, like an American president and more pro-democracy, supporting NATO and the Ukraine than our current U.S. president. Why would you want this guy on a passport?
Well, if this, and we've got probably more than 50 texts, I don't have one yes. That's pretty remarkable considering our audience, which is 50-50 generally. This president does things that I cannot stand, and I've talked about many of them. But one of the, sort of this homage to himself, whether it's the statue they put up at a golf tournament that's for this weekend.
A gold statue.
Yeah, of himself.
Talk about the gold calves and the Bible stuff.
Yeah, for all those
right?
faith-based people.
Yeah.
What's that about? I think he violates several of the commandments in his lifestyle.
Several.
So the way he's done this is my opinion. I'm curious what you think. He's sort of trying to establish his legacy through things and like creations. So the arch that he wants to build, or the ballroom, which we were going to talk a little bit about. This stuff is maddening to me because I always say this to my Republican conservative friends. If the other side was doing this, you would blister them. You would never stop talking about it. The talkers, the squawkers would never let this go. Yeah. But for this guy, your guy, oh, no problem. Doesn't bother me.
A fan, a listener, a texter called in a little while ago, reminded us that today is the date of the end of the Vietnam War, right?
Yeah.
So let me answer it this way. I never served. I never put on a uniform. I had a grandparent that did, grandfather. One of the things I did at Congressman Scott Klug's office was handle Veterans Affairs, one of the great honors of my life. Agree or disagree, Steve, and texters, listeners out there. Most of the time, people who served in the United States military, who saw the worst action, who did the most, talk about it the least.
Right.
And the people who brag are usually the ones who didn't really do a whole heck of a lot. And I would say it's the same way with this guy in the White House right now. He has to create these things and images to make himself feel better instead of actually doing the work and getting stuff done.
Some people say to me, he's doing this because of the abuse he's taken from his critics over the last 12 years.
He's got thin skin.
No question.
I mean, the guy can't take a joke. It's all about him. He gets mad. He cuts off press when they ask tough questions. I mean, George W. Bush has been on Instagram recently talking about praising the press, and we need him. It doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democratic. Presidents, by and large, even LBJ, we get mad. Nixon behind closed the Smothers Brothers. There's old reference for you, but would say, but would never abridge their First Amendment rights.
Well, again, anecdotal, small sample size. Although it's not that small anymore. There's not one yes.
Well, and you mentioned this off the break as a guy who travels more than me. When you travel internationally, especially like you do, your passport becomes special.
It's your identity.
Yeah.
You don't go anywhere. You can't leave anywhere without that passport. It's something I hold dear to my heart. One, I'm representing my country when I go places. I try to do it responsibly. And I don't like the idea of sort of to stamp everything with this image that's not the country. It's an individual. That bothers me as an American. All right, we'll wrap the 10 o'clock hour. Don't forget, Jeremy Janine joins us. We'll have a trio of commentary coming up after the top of the hour news for you youngsters. Again, that's 11 o'clock. All right, quick break, 620 WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Homebuyer Helper Brian Wickert. One of our senior loan consultants recently helped their first-time homebuyer client win over 13 other offers. Of course, it was a team effort with their buyer's agent, and it centered around helping our clients understand what little difference there was to their monthly payment to offer over the asking price. And again, what little difference it would make to give the sellers peace of mind that they'd still buy even if the appraisal came in up to $20,000 short. But that's not all. Our consultant also texted and called the listing agent to reinforce how well qualified our buyers were and that they could, in fact, still close even if the appraisal came in low. Your AccuNet consultant will help you understand your options so you can decide how aggressive you want to be. Then we do everything possible to help you win. Don't let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Know your options and get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. As the days get longer and Wisconsin weather shifts, it's a good time to check your home's comfort. If your house felt drafty this winter, it may be time for an upgrade. Hometown offers energy-efficient windows and doors from Bella, Marvin, Anderson, and more. All on display in their New Berlin showroom, all installed by Hometown employee carpenters. Wood, vinyl, or Fibrex, they have options for every budget. Call my friends today at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Lark.
I love the location, and that's the main reason Dave and I are there, is because of nature all around us. I knew when we moved in, I was leaving behind a lot of stress and responsibility. I decided now is the time to do what I want when I want to do it.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Treat your mother to Mineshaft Restaurant's all-you-can-eat, super affordable Mother's Day brunch. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat free. The Wednesday and Friday haddock fish fry is all you can eat and under $9. The Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford. Google and reserve today.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercier here. Looking to plan that next trip in our great state? We have got you covered. Whether it's a family vacation, maybe a romantic getaway, how about a spa weekend for the ladies or a golf weekend for the guys? Check out Experience Wisconsin 1 o'clock Saturdays on WTMJ. On this week's show, going to be a good one, the Wisconsin Historical Society, focusing on Old World Wisconsin, and the Northwoods, Rhinelander, Lauren Sackett, Rhinelander. It is Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1 on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
John and Steve in the 11 o'clock hour coming up along with Jeremy Janine. All right, gas prices. What do you make of this? This is gas and groceries was a Republican talking point. Yes, gas and groceries. We're going to take care of you. I could play clips of the president that we're gonna get those prices down.
Tom Tiffany in northern Wisconsin pointing to a gas sign where it was 2 something saying, "Oh, this is what we're running on."
You know, the new one is they have the new price in the same picture.
Yeah,
and you can't escape that one. Even Bill McCosh, as you said, admits that.
I filled up in Madison. My quick trip on University Avenue, usually the cheapest one in Madison because it's kind of centralized. I paid $4.26 for E88 last night. And so it's a great story in Milwaukee Journal Sentinel yesterday. I believe this is going to increase. I've maintained that you can't necessarily blame a president for rising gas prices or food prices, except when they start a war that even his military advisor said was a bad idea, except when you have food prices rising because of, you had Jerome Powell yesterday admit this in front of a mic, that it's due to the Trump tariff specifically. We didn't get to the fact there's a new reporting now. 46% farm bankruptcies in the state of Wisconsin, up 46% year over year, largely due to tariffs. The same thing with gas prices. You can blame Trump for this because of his boneheaded, unforced errors.
We're going to actually have Brian Reisiger on the show in a couple of weeks, who's written brilliantly about the challenges for Wisconsin farmers, which are real and significant, and I feel that pain because, man, those folks are doing heavy lifting every day in the state of Wisconsin. All right, Jeremy Janine after the break for news, which is next.
When should you take Social Security? Hi, I'm Tony Drake, certified financial planner and founder of Drake & Associates right here in Wisconsin. For many retirees, Social Security is one of the most important income sources they'll have. But deciding when to claim your benefits isn't always simple. Claim early, and your monthly benefits may be permanently reduced. Wait too long, and you might miss years of income you could have received. The right strategy depends on several factors: your health, your spouse's benefits, your other retirement income, and how taxes could affect what you keep. At Drake & Associates, we help Wisconsin families coordinate Social Security with the rest of their retirement plan so it works alongside your investments, taxes, and income strategy. To help you get started, I'm offering my complimentary retirement toolkit. It includes my book, Get Retirement Ready, and 5 guides that explain how Social Security fits into a complete retirement plan. Call 414-897-9522 or text TAX to that number for your no-cost toolkit. That's 414-897-9522 or text the word TAX to 414-897-9522. Because when it comes to Social Security, the right timing can make a big difference.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Spring into better vision at Shopko Optical. Vince Vitrano here. All starts with a comprehensive eye exam from a skilled optometrist. Takes a look at your eye health and overall well-being. Need glasses, contacts, maybe both? At Shopko Optical, get expert care and the perfect eyewear for your lifestyle, all in one convenient visit. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I go to the one at Hales Corners. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam. Shopko Optical, partners in your eye care.
Take your mother to the magnificent Mother's Day brunch at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. The spring drive through Kettle Moraine Forest is spectacular. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat free. Google, call, and reserve your family table today.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch. I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
They put all these snakes on a plane just to get sent back without a bite.
He brings home the pitch, and Gary, a fly ball left field. This is deep, Benintendi back. Bye-bye baseball. The Kraken strikes.
The Brewers take on the Diamondbacks today at American Family Field. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 12:05. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
Just after 11 o'clock, it's 46 degrees, partly sunny, maybe a pop-up shower, and a high near 47. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. An activist leader arrested during a break-in at the Ridgeland Farms Beagle breeding facility now headed to trial.
Wayne Shung faces one felony charge of burglary. This charge is related to the break-in back in March when activists successfully took over 20 dogs from the facility. Shung telling reporters after posting bail in Dane County on Wednesday.
We have never had this much evidence of criminal animal abuse in any open rescue, probably in history, certainly that I've seen.
The court agreed to remove a bond condition that prevents him from being in Dane County. 4 co-defendants also face felony burglary charges. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Iran's supreme leader has supposedly delivered another message via state media. In the message, the Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei saying Iran not willing to give up on its nuclear ambitions and said the only place for Americans in the Persian Gulf is at the bottom of its waters. More from ABC's Tom Sophie Burridge.
I think it's also the fact that in there are red lines for Iran, not giving up the nuclear program, not giving up the missile program, control over the Strait of Hormuz, talking about a new arrangement in that critical waterway. Okay, we haven't seen the Supreme Leader again, we haven't heard his voice, but it is an official message going out on state media. Remember, he is thought to have been badly injured in Israeli-US strikes at the beginning of the war, which killed his father.
Back here closer to home, a man arrested after a nearly 2-month-old infant sustained serious injuries.
The City of Fond du Lac Police Department says the child was transported to the hospital just after 3 a.m. on March 17th for multiple rib fractures and a throat injury. The child required immediate surgery and had sustained additional injuries beyond the initial reports. A 25-year-old man associated with the baby was taken into custody and charged with felony physical abuse of a child. The charge has been referred to the Fond du Lac County District Attorney's Office. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Milwaukee leaders eyeing some new security measures for downtown entertainment districts. The resolution from Alderman Bob Bauman would bring multiple city agencies to the table to discuss possible safety measures for areas like Water and Brady Streets, following recent concerns about large crowds and violence.
If the perception takes hold that downtown is somehow unsafe and dangerous, that perception will be very difficult to dislodge.
Bauman says some options could include security fences, crowd limits, and other restrictions. Those discussions would happen over the next few months. No final plan has been approved. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The Dow soaring up about 1.5% currently at 49,582. The NASDAQ is up about 7 points at 24,680. And the S&P 500 up 29 at 7,165. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
Burkhart Sporting Goods has a great reputation for producing custom team apparel. We're total team outfitters and we can handle the biggest jobs. Our success in custom team apparel led us into group and corporate apparel. Plus, we have a full selection of promotional products for employee gifts, special events, you name it. And we've made it easy for our customers to firm up their orders. The group sale web stores that we build for our customers are a simple way of gathering all the information you need. They're easy to work, easy to understand, and with them you'll have access to nearly limitless options. We've seen that most times we're better priced than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer. Plus Nike and Under Armour choices that the other guys can't get. And we offer a huge brand selection from Yeti, North Face, and Carhartt too. This is Brian Burkhart. For team, group, or corporate custom outfitting and promotional products, it's going to be really hard to beat our prices, selection, and ease of buying for any size budget and every size company. And that's why we always say,
you can't beat Burkhart.
Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20-plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no-obligation consultation today.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Rubber game this afternoon between the Brewers and Diamondbacks at American Family Field. All of our coverage starting at 12:05 here on WTMJ. Now the Crew hoping to get back two key bats pretty soon. Both Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn beginning rehab assignments last night in Nashville. General Manager Matt Arnold on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We want to see them just get reps and get built up. You know, there were obviously you want to have them see live pitching. To the extent that they can replicate the environment here in the major leagues. And then the other part of that is just building up a foundation underneath them physically.
Arnold says they hope Chourio and Vaughn could possibly return next week. Take a look at the roads, your WTMJ time saver traffic. Again, really not seeing any major problems on the system, but we are still dealing with this issue over in Walworth County. This is Wisconsin 20. It's closed in both directions right near East Troy. That's between County Line Road there, and that's due to a crash. So still seeing emergency crews on the scene. DOT asking people to avoid that route if you can. So again, that's over in Walworth County. Rest of the system, though, looking good.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, supporting communities and residents through advocacy, education, and service. Where you live matters. Get the answers you and your family need about assisted living in Wisconsin. Start with clear, trusted guidance by visiting whereyoulivematters.org today.
Partly sunny conditions as we move throughout our Thursday. Possibility maybe we see a pop-up shower. Not going to get a whole lot warmer either, only a high around 47. Patchy frost will be possible tonight. Cloudy skies, a low down to 37. Partly cloudy, still chilly tomorrow with highs in the mid-50s, and then into the weekend should see plenty of sunshine Saturday with a high near 57. Partly sunny, maybe a couple of shower chances on Sunday with highs in the low 60s. Right now, it's 45 degrees in Green Bay, sitting at 45 in Kenosha, and it's 46 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
11 o'clock on a Thursday means it's time for a full hour of city stories with urban Milwaukee president Jeremy Janine on Point Taken.
Don't even mention who the hosts are. No Todd Albaugh, no Steve Scavini, just Jeremy Janine. It's all about you, apparently.
Here we go. I'm in control for the next hour.
All right. So we were teasing Jeremy before, because whenever you start with a leaves story, that's right in my wheelhouse.
Oh, and we're going to talk leaves. Here we go. 7 minutes of nonstop leaf action. It's been very obvious, especially if you're a listener to this program, because Steve has been without power for more than a day.
Hours. Yeah.
I've got a tree on my roof. There's been problems.
I didn't
with
know the
weather.
tree on the roof thing.
Yeah, it's there. You come see it. Heavy rains are causing all kinds of issues. The sewer system is getting overwhelmed. But then there's this thing about leaves that has caused an issue in the fall, and it's repeated again in the spring because they can't get the leaves picked up in the fall because they fall off the trees later. Then snow falls on top of them. Then they're buried for months, and people are parking on top of them.
But the news is there's going to be some changes.
2 big changes coming now. So climate change is forcing change at the Department of Public Works.
Oh, you be careful with that climate change thing. The text line will heat up.
We'll debate that in the next segment. The 2 big changes are, one, and this is the one Steve's going to be most interested in. Currently in the city of Milwaukee, and some of the suburbs are different, you rake your leaves into the street if you want to get rid of them off your property, and they being the Department of Public Works, come and scoop them up eventually.
A big suck machine, as I call it.
It's actually a push machine.
Oh, is it? I've seen the suck machines do this some places.
I'm guessing we might have too many leaves in some of these streets. So that theoretically is how it worked. And they would start October 1st. Well, what happened this year and has been building for several years is it stays warmer longer, leaves stay on the tree longer, so they all fall off around Thanksgiving. And then this year we had snow on Black Friday. They didn't get picked up. The change this year will be DPW will pick up your leaves, but they want to see them in bags on the curb instead of piled up on the street. The change there is you're not going to be parking on top of them. If it does snow, the bag's still going to be visible, theoretically. And it's just going to be easier to know where they are to pick them up.
Let's go around the room. You're the guest today, so you're the guy that's not usually here. Your thoughts on people just pushing their leaves into the streets?
I'm a Libra, so I can see both sides of it. Somebody who was on a much smaller city council in either Milwaukee or Oak Creek or Richland Center, a town of 5,000 people, I think that taxpayers pay their taxes for certain services. I think it's streets, and I think it's basic things like leaf and brush pickup. I'm in favor of using tax dollars for that. I get the problems and can appreciate it here in Milwaukee. Other municipalities have that. Some municipalities, you have to put it on the edge of your grass and not in the gutter. But to see it now you got to think about elderly people on a fixed income. Now they got to buy bags. How much is that going to cost? They got to have somebody put it in the bags. I understand the problem and the solution, but at a time when gas is $4.25 and rising, more costs on taxpayers for services they already pay for.
Okay, but we know that those things that's not static. Services and what you deliver to your citizens changes over time, right? Plowing has changed. Now we brine the streets. Things change. It's not static. You're wrong on this. Completely wrong. You're completely
I've been attacked by Scafidi. Badge of honor.
I looked it up this morning. You can find a mulching. Everyone who has a yard basically has a lawnmower. Not everybody, but let's say 95%, maybe higher.
Some people hire it done, but sure.
Okay. It's $250 for a lawnmower that's going to last you 10 years.
For a mulcher.
Mulch your damn leaves. I don't care how many you have.
What about folks that disabled or elderly people that can't do it by themselves?
They could get some special attention, and if you have a neighbor like that, what the hell's stopping you from helping them out? That's my first take.
Would we like to go back to the 1950s and June Cleaver?
I would, actually. For June, yes, I would make that leap. All right, what do you think? You're a resident.
I am a resident. I have a huge maple tree in my backyard.
Oh, I heard this. Huge maple. It's a tree. It drops its leaves. Mulch the damn thing.
So I do a hybrid approach. First, I mulch, and then later in the season, I'm pushing the last batch out into the street. Now I guess I'm going to be bagging the last batch.
Do you think this is a movement in the direction of we're not going to do this at some point?
No, they don't have a choice. They need to do this. Otherwise, the leaves are going to end up in the sewer, and that's going to cause water quality problems.
I don't like that. I don't like what you're saying. I do not like what you're saying.
And why?
We don't pick up leaves in Oak Creek. We have 37,000 people.
What do you do with them?
You mulch them, or bag them and take them to the recycling yard.
The citizens have
Yes!
to do that?
Yes.
I completely disagree with that.
No.
So one of the challenges why this won't go away in Milwaukee, and this was addressed yesterday, the street trees that are essentially on the terrace between the sidewalk and the actual street, those are going to dump leaves on the street still, and that's going to have to be cleaned up.
I'll give you a horror story. I have a locust tree. You know what a locust tree looks like when it drops? It has these long pods. Up until recently, I had a pickup truck. I filled that bed twice with those pods hauled into the recycling center. Did I want to do it? No, but I didn't push them into the street and make someone else do it or make the other taxpayers pay for it. I stepped up on my own.
You're a better citizen, Steve Scafidi, than most people are.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. All right, anything left to say on this story?
There is, because there's a huge other change coming that'll affect 30.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back to that. This is a very hot topic.
I want to know the bags. They have to be plastic or
you can buy them. It's like $2 or something.
We'll talk about it when we come back.
He's got all the. He's Jeremy Janine, UrbanMilwaukee.com. He's got all the details.
And he's got a tchotchke shop.
He does. We'll get to that too after the break.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity. What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
Artistic director of Milwaukee Film, Kara Ogburn. What are some of the favorites for you?
The $6 Billion Man, about Julian Assange's trials, literally, and tribulations. Nuisance Bear is the documentary about a polar bear just trying to make his annual migration. Power Ballad with Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas.
Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ and the What's on Tap podcast on WTMJ.com.
Hey, it's TMJ's Steve Scafidi. I've been talking about Salute to Service, and I love doing Salute to Service. Todd and I were talking about it earlier. I need your help. We have to get those nominations in by May 8th. And I know that it seems like we had some time, but the sooner you get them in, the quicker I can get to work on these things. And every year I get about 100 nominations, and I got to call people and sort of cull through the list, and they're all amazing. First responders, they always step up. They always do great work. But we're going to pick 5 honorees. Last year we had a special one. We had a double one on the Friday, 6 honorees. This year, hopefully 5, and we are up for a WBA award this year. But make it easy for us. Give me a name. Give me a department. Tell me the story, what they did, how they stepped up, how they changed your life, saved your life. 855-616-1620. Just text the word salute. Or if you don't want to text, just go to our webpage, WTMG.com. You can find the banner there. Just click on it. It'll take you to the nomination page. Name, departments, what they did, when it happened. We'll do the rest, some contact information. It is an amazing week, Heroes Week. Thanks to Waterstone Bank for making it happen. I love doing it. Get those nominations in.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
I will say this. Nobody covers the Leaves story like we do on Point Take.
Nobody.
Todd Alba.
Especially from the mulch angle.
We're heavy on the mulching. I feel like I'm helping the environment when I mulch. And I actually had landscape.
You are.
I am a landscape expert.
No, you're helping the environment when you mulch.
So when I did my old show a couple of iterations ago, long time ago, I had landscape experts come on the show and tell me, yeah, mulch them. It's great for your lawn. So why would you kick it to the curb, folks, not want to help your lawn and help the environment?
That's a fair question. In my case, I can't mulch. I get the density of the leaves is all of a sudden what's on my yard, so I reach a breaking point.
I'm going to read this text, not because it casts me in a great light, because it just shows you how
that's what he says.
Photoshop Scafidi onto a riding lawnmower wearing a Nazi uniform.
What?
Now that's a harsh reaction.
That
to
took
what
a
I
twist.
said.
That's harsh.
That's a dark turn.
Yeah.
But because I read the critical ones, I wanted to just get that out. So thanks for the 414 for nothing. But go ahead, Jeremy. Update us.
So we we got to get the calling into that image, and maybe we'll drop some of the military.
That's a
insignia.
whole. That conversation?
No.
Oh, well, we'll save it for another day.
The other major change that was announced yesterday will apply to about 30% of the city, the highest density parts of the city, generally speaking. And that is anywhere you're able to park overnight on both sides of the street. So by default, most Milwaukee is every other night, park on the odd side on the odd night, that type of thing. There's a lot of exception areas. Those areas, the belief of some council members is that that's where the leaf problem is the greatest because street sweeping is the least effective.
Right.
The city now, for that area, again, about 30% of the city, Concordia, near South Side, near the East Side, near North Side, is going to roll out new street signs. Pay close attention to the street signs as you're parking now and just outside of downtown, because they will say on Wednesday, the third Wednesday of the month, it is street sweeping month. Don't park here, because the con of this change, the positive is you're probably going to get much better street sweeping. The con is, and this is Department of Public Works admitting it, we're going to tow lots of vehicles because people aren't going to pay attention to this change. So big change coming there, and it's going to take 3 years to roll out.
I don't want to go too far down this, but do you follow meteorologist Sam Cuffle on
I do.
Twitter on X?
Absolutely.
She's been going. She's been having a conflict with the city of Milwaukee on overnight parking, saying that there's no actual alternate side of the street parking, and she and her neighbors are getting tickets every night on this. And she's been going at it with her followers on Twitter. So I mean, I think there is something to be said. If we can put signs up in Milwaukee now on leaves, they better be clear.
Will certainly be an issue. I don't know about Sam's parking escapades. But
I've been following it.
She is a must follow right now for anything weather related.
Sam's the best. And I was irritated when she was removed from her job. Anyway, if you go by the text line, I'm winning the argument, which is all I really care about right now.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
What is the opposite side of the argument again?
I want to push my leaves into the street.
Okay.
I would like
Sewers be damned.
I would like to cross tab the positive text Steve's getting with his former donor list as mayor.
I read the Nazi one. How am I not being fair?
Right. So on the bags in the city of Milwaukee, and again, this is a policy that's copying, I believe, what's happening in Wauwatosa and many other cities across the state and Midwest. It is a paper bag that is biodegradable because the leaves get ground up and mulched at a centralized site. They cost about $2 each is the estimate. And Alderman Peter Bergelis and Russell Stamper are already working on a giveaway of bags. So there will be opportunities for those that don't want to pay $8 for a couple bags or one bag. There's going to be giveaways.
Elderly or physically challenged people aside, it's good exercise to rake your leaves and put them in a bag. I mean, come on. Get outside. Breathe some fresh air. Get off the Housewives stupid shows on Bravo. Stop watching that crap and get outside.
Although he admitted to me before the show he did used to watch The Apprentice years ago.
Yeah, the first year, yeah.
So he
doesn't
doesn't entirely hate, folks, reality TV.
No, I do hate reality TV.
Well, The Apprentice was that anyway.
That's
how
why.
do you know something if you don't at least invest some time into discovering it?
All right, back to Milwaukee.
Research. All right.
Potholes.
Anyone with eyes or that can feel anything when they're rolling on their wheels knows there's a lot of potholes right now. The Department of Public Works is well aware. I'll read a quote from Mayor Cavalier Johnson. We heard those concerns loud and clear. We hear them and we want to address them because potholes affect life. And he was very clear that the city is doing all it can. And the data actually suggests that Milwaukee is, at this point, compared to prior years, has filled 600 more potholes than it normally has at this time last year.
That's impressive,
So
actually.
4,200 versus about 3,600. Now, here's the twist. There is already... One, I gave you that 4,200 number. There's more than 11,000 potholes reported right now, which means there is 5,000 plus known potholes that aren't filled. That is more than the entire year for 2025, the entire year for 2024, and it's very likely this will break an all-time record by the end of the year.
What's the why here?
So that rain that we've been talking about is doing really weird things to the roadway. Most roads have a concrete base, and then there's asphalt sitting on top.
Yeah.
The ground, and for the watchers online, you can see my hands right now. The ground underneath the concrete is getting saturated. The same reason it's causing flooding everywhere. That appears to be catching water between the concrete and the asphalt. That's causing all kinds of weird perforations, basically, with the asphalt breaking up.
Keep me honest, Jeremy, but I can't find it right now. I thought I saw a story this week, I think the Journal Sentinel, where the Milwaukee Brewers are helping to fill potholes and like spray painting their logo on some of this.
Yeah.
So that's
great marketing.
So what the Brewers did, the city has done a couple innovating things on potholes in terms of they're getting new equipment that only requires one person to operate the machine instead of a whole crew. One of the things the Brewers did is they came to the city and said, we have $27,000 for you on street maintenance. The city thought about what it could do, and it went and bought a $50,000 hot patch machine, which is essentially an asphalt plant on wheels. And it's got Brewers branding on it now. The city debuted it earlier this week. Neil Doyle was there, the excellent Neil Doyle from
America's
WTMJ.
favorite newsman.
And what that does is it improves the quality of the pothole patching. So the hot asphalt is much better than cold. It's going to last much longer. But it also gives the city more flexibility. Right now, the city is doing 4 hours of voluntary overtime every weekday. It's running 8-hour shifts on Saturday. But because it doesn't own its own asphalt plant, it can't fill potholes on Sunday because it doesn't have asphalt to do it. It's all a private company.
Day of rest.
A day of rest.
6 days a week pothole filling is pretty impressive. Right?
I agree.
I'm anti-pothole.
I think everyone is.
So
think of the branding opportunities that people would donate
point
to your
taken.
Your point taken. But people could donate to your service cause and have Steve Scafidi come out and fill your pothole.
Put my face on the pod.
Yeah.
I bet you a lot of people would sign up for that. I think they would.
So in exchange for the donation, the Brewers get 75 stencils.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice. All right. And it's a kind of a cool thing the Brewers are doing. All right. Lots of texts. Thanks for all the texts today. We got lots more to get to. I would describe the next one as like people issues, board issues. Yeah.
Crowley for governor in trouble.
Oh, that's a good tease.
Yeah.
See, Jeremy's done it so well. He knows how to tease. All right. That's next. Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors in Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything in recreation. This week as the weather warms up in the great state of Wisconsin, we're talking bicycling, cycling, all the cool things you can do on a bike. Why not get out 2 wheels? And from Langlade County, Anago's Off-Road Nationals coming up.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi for Geist Doors, 70 years. Yeah, 7-0, the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door, bad opener. Mine was working half the time. Call my friends at Geist today with brands like CHI, LiftMaster. They have doors for every budget. Yes, they do. And even build custom designs. I saw some of these in their great showroom. Absolutely spectacular. Go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can visit their amazing showroom like I did. Hundreds of doors. I mean, it keeps going. But check out the opener. They have an opener room, cameras, app-driven. It's unbelievable, and I'm definitely hooking up with one of those new openers. Don't think twice. That's what they always say. Call Geist, G-E-I-S, geistdoors.com.
I want you to imagine this scenario. Your home has to be evacuated in 5 minutes. You can only grab one item, something from your home that truly matters. Imagining all the pets and the people get out. What would that be? Did your brain go to something right away? These are what we call passion assets.
And learn how to preserve those passion assets. Wednesday, May 6th at the Red Circle Inn in Neshota. Click events and reserve your spot at annexwealth.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to Wisconsin Herd head coach Beno Udrih. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
That music means Jeremy Janine. I got to get a couple At least one quick one in here before the bottom of the hour news, Jake.
First, I got to turn on my microphone, but we have teased Crowley for governor not going well, and that's because Crowley as county executive seems like things are rocky at the moment.
Okay.
There is the resignation of the HR director. We talked about this, I think it was last week. There was the whole fracas over the lapse of the contract. And so Graham Kilmer, our county government reporter, did the logical thing, and I know other reporters did this as well. They requested her resignation letter, and they received a response back that we can't release the record to you, which this is normally just public record, because it's part of an investigation. Well, that, of course, creates a story on its own because, well, what is the investigation? And what we have from the county executive's office is Director Franklin's resignation was not a direct result of the concerns being investigated. She made a personal decision to resign, and that they cannot speak to the subject of the investigation. See, that just creates bad optics because you're now left to wonder.
Yeah,
even
but
if
it's personnel questions. It's often treated that way.
Yes, but I think if you were thinking about your image and running for governor, you might try to manage these issues better.
Yeah, also true. The words you say and the things you do matter in your race for governor. Yeah, I would argue that if I asked David Crowley right now, he'd say things are just fine.
So, and we don't know why she resigned because we can't get the letter, but we do know she was part of this bigger issue. We also know Mike Lappin resigned as he was within the behavioral health and human services area, dealing with lots of tough health issues for people. And he was asked to resign, according to Mike. And now the Crowley administration is openly telling the mental health board that, hey, you need to get in line with us and do what we say, or you need to get off the board. And the board's like, well, this has never happened before. And that's now becoming a story on its own.
Challenges in Milwaukee County, not all seashells and balloons, Todd.
No, I don't follow this, obviously, not living in Milwaukee as close as you guys do. I think that County Executive Crowley's biggest concern, which I like him as an executive, is the fact that the rumors out there, the loud rumors that the Evers Chief of Staff and Communication Director are running his campaign.
That's a little nugget to drop on us there. Okay, we got to get ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. 2 months after the war with Iran began, peace talks are on hold and a blockade remains in the Strait of Hormuz for most tankers. That chokehold driving oil beyond $100 a barrel and gas prices here in the U.S. at the highest in 4 years. Here's ABC's Rebecca Jarvis.
We are looking at a national average today of $4.31 a gallon. That is the highest price Americans have paid in 4 years. Back then, prices hit $5 a gallon, and this morning they are surging, and Americans are feeling it across the country.
Top Pentagon officials back testifying before lawmakers today for a second day. Secretary Pete Hegseth pushing back on criticism over casualties in the Middle East due to Iranian attacks, along with firings of top military leaders. The California man federal prosecutors say traveled to Washington, D.C. last weekend to carry out a mass attack on President Trump and attendees at the White House Correspondents' Dinner was back in court today. A judge ordered he remain held. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Neil Doyle. As gas prices soar, Wisconsin drivers hoping for some relief, but experts say that might not be happening anytime soon. AAA says the average price for a gallon of gas now over $4 a gallon statewide. That's up 30 cents over the past week, hitting a 4-year high. Industry analysts say the price of oil and refinery issues are driving the surge. A man arrested in Milwaukee for allegedly hitting someone with his car on purpose. Police say the 30-year-old suspect intentionally struck a person. This happened near 35th and Villard early Wednesday. The 39-year-old victim was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Criminal charges for the suspect are pending. And one person in custody after gunfire erupted at a Menominee Falls gas station. This was Tuesday afternoon at the Woodmans on Highway 145. Police say 2 people got into a verbal argument that then escalated into an exchange of gunfire near the gas pumps. Both suspects then fled the scene. Investigators were able to track down both of those vehicles. One person arrested. No one was hurt. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green. The Dow surging up about 1.5% at 49,590. The Nasdaq up 52 at 24,725. And the S&P 500 sitting up 38 points at 7,170. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads, your WTMJ time saver traffic. We've got a couple of disabled vehicles across the system, or really none of them in traffic. So on the system, things are looking okay, but still dealing with this issue over in Walworth County off of the system. Wisconsin 20 closed in both directions. This is at County Road N and Blue Avenue. That's right near East Troy. That's due to a crash. Crews still on the scene. The DOT asking people to avoid that area, use an alternate route. Take a look at your forecast. Partly sunny skies as we move throughout the rest of our Thursday. We could maybe see a pop-up shower, not getting a whole lot warmer, a high near 47. Tonight, some patchy frost possible with a low down to 37. Into Friday, will be partly cloudy. Could maybe see a shower, highs in the mid-50s. Saturday, mostly sunny, a high near 57. And then on Sunday, partly sunny skies, maybe a chance for a shower with highs in the low 60s. Right now, 49 degrees in Madison, sitting at 48 in Waukesha, and it's 46 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1134.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert here with my son David, Acunet's president and maestro of metaphor. What do you have for us today?
Dad, buying a home is a lot like having a baby. And it turns out that in today's extra competitive market, getting real estate pregnant with your offer accepted is the hardest part. So along with your agent, your Accunet loan consultant will do everything possible to get your real estate bun in the oven.
Yep, we can definitely help buyers make their offers more competitive. Okay, so once you've made the real estate baby, so to speak, what else do buyers and their agents want?
As a son, now this is getting gross and I regret the metaphor. But the next thing everyone wants are regular checkups and an on-time delivery. That's where Accunet really shines, with proactive weekly updates to reassure the sometimes nervous homeowners-to-be that everything's okay and on track.
It all starts with a rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval, and our home buying clinic is always open. Just click on the blue button at Accunet.com to get started. That's ACCUNET.com.
What do you see? A duck or a rabbit?
Ben?
Look here. Do you see a vase or two faces looking at each other?
What are you doing?
Showing some of my favorite optical illusions.
Why?
To introduce our newest sofa.
Ah, yes. The new Russell apartment sofa.
Penny Mustard's greatest optical illusion yet.
How so?
The Russell appears to be the perfect pint-sized sofa to fit any small living space.
Yeah?
But behold, 3 adults can still easily sit together without feeling cramped.
No way.
Oh, ye of little faith. Arvid, you sit on this side of me.
Okay.
And Nicole, you sit here.
Fine.
See?
Wow, you're right. This sofa doesn't look big enough to hold all of us.
But it does.
It's pretty comfortable, too.
Seeing is believing.
You know this is radio, right?
Just squint your ears, you'll see it.
The new Russell apartment sofa, starting at $20.81 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
One of the things everybody wants to know about, where's this tchotchke shop that Todd Albaugh referenced earlier in connection with Urban Milwaukee?
Urban Milwaukee, the store, urbanmilwaukeethestore.com, is on the corner of Milwaukee and Mason, 755 North Milwaukee Street, right by the Pfister Hotel and Hotel Metro.
Before I've asked you what's the most best-selling, what's the most odd thing you have?
The most, well, I mean, it's also in the best-selling category because I'd still stick with, I think, for odd, the shot glass that is udders on the bottom.
People collect shot glass.
Have you been there yet?
No.
Can't admit that on there.
I mean, I didn't know how we could walk to this.
It's
after the show, Steve and I could walk there. We could do video content and make Kristen jealous because we could do Todd and Steve's video at the tchotchke shop.
I'm glad you just said that because I think Kristen, if she listens back to the show, which she probably won't, will be jealous of what we've done today. Just saying that. I'm just saying that. The sad thing is, I've driven by the store with the intent of stopping, and for some reason, I just deviate to do something like, oh, I'm going to go do that instead. Twice I've been on my way there.
That's not a statement about how exciting the store is, by the way, listeners.
What are the hours?
We're open 10 to 6 weekdays, 10 to 4 on weekends.
I'm walking down there after the show.
It's from all accounts, it's a great store.
I'll let you know.
I hope to give testimony on that.
Because you won't go with me. You're interviewing like the Ukrainian ambassador or something after the show.
Journalist. Yeah, right after the show. I mean, I'm all business.
You're nobody harder working in radio than
I'm
Steve
glad
Scafidi.
you said it because I say it all the time and no one believes me. All
it's
right,
true.
Let's get to your stuff.
Let's shift from hard working to partying. The city of Milwaukee yesterday took the first step towards possibly fencing off the Water Street Bar District and the MLK Drive Old World 3rd Bar District.
For folks who are saying, What's the why of that story?
What's the why? There has been since 2021 a problem with violence, but this is a very important thing. If you're like, am I unsafe going into bars? All evidence suggests no. The problem consistently is this new trend in people that go and hang out outside of bars, never go in the door. These bar districts seem to attract this. A lot of the people that end up getting arrested in these, again, very late nights, often end up under the age of 21, which is just a sign that they're not going into the bars. So the city is looking at ways to deter this. One of the things they did 2 weeks ago is they banned food trucks after 10 p.m. from the area. That's now caused a fair amount of controversy, and there's some discussion of rolling that back with some council members. Alderman Bauman, who's the area alderman and lead sponsor, says no, he doesn't see that happening. That was an immediate step they could do. 10 p.m., clear the food trucks out with the hope of deterring loitering. The other thing that now the request is, let's study this, come up with a plan. What would it cost? What would it look like? Is fencing off the area so you could still get in, but you'd go through
How wide of an area are we talking?
That's one of the things that's going to be evaluated. Is maybe it's just a couple blocks, maybe it's much of downtown, and obviously it can't really be much of downtown because the cost would be insane. What do fences look like? Are there metal detectors? Is it pat downs? How are you screening for weapons? Is there an age restriction? Beale Street, the premier bar district in Memphis, does this. A couple other bar districts kind of do this on an ad hoc basis, it seems, but really Beale Street is the one that does it consistently.
It just upsets me because I love Milwaukee. I come down here and eat. We go to bars, hang out, and I've never felt any of this, but I'm not in these specific places at these specific times.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this, living in Milwaukee or the suburbs thereof, just had Mifflin Street block party in downtown Madison. Over 20,000 people there. Law enforcement, which is a former chair of the Public Service Committee on the City Council, I'm a big believer and supporter of local law enforcement. They got overwhelmed because there's so many people coming from outside of Madison into this. Is this area that you're talking about, Jeremy? Do you see this where people just come in to basically be troublemakers? And if that's the case, at what point you got to do something, in my opinion, to protect local law enforcement who could be overwhelmed? And as a former small business guy, people are paying taxes. They don't want their windows broken out.
It's all of the above. So this is a very, Water Street in particular and Old World Third Bar District, very popular district for tourists and especially young locals alike. And then it's become this popular place for teenagers to hang out.
See, bingo.
And that becomes a problem. I don't know where obviously most of them are from Milwaukee. I'm assuming there's probably some kids from the suburbs that have discovered this is a fun place. I can hang out and never go into the bar. Yes, the scofflaws from Oak Creek after they're done raking out their leaves are coming down.
Leave that alone. So a timeline to get to a solution.
There is a request in the file, and the Common Council has to pass it in 2 weeks, and they certainly will. 60 days they want to report on what are our options. Not that we're going to do this, but again, what are the options?
Ready for summer.
At 60 days, it's going to be summer, so we'll see what happens.
God, it's almost May.
Time is flying.
When's May? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
May Day.
Where did this year go? Well, I know I was traveling. All right, Todd, Steve, Jeremy. I would say development stuff in the next segment.
Absolutely. Yep. Real estate,
UrbanMilwaukee.com is where you can find their great work. It is a great read. Some of the best local journalism that we have in the state.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. As the days get longer and Wisconsin weather shifts, it's a good time to check your home's comfort. If your house felt drafty this winter, it may be time for an upgrade. Hometown offers energy-efficient windows and doors from Bella, Marvin, Anderson, and more. All on display in their New Berlin showroom, all installed by Hometown employee carpenters. Wood, vinyl, or Fibrex, they have options for every budget. Call my friends today at Hometown Windows and Doors. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Skinny. For Badger Fence, you know that moment. Either look out in your yard, a fence would look awesome. It would give us a nice nature sanctuary. Or in a windy day, we got an old fence that's making noise. The wood ones kind of lean back and forth. Or maybe it's a chain link and you want to go to like a cedar. All great reasons to call Badger Fence. They've been installing fences, get this, since 1945. That's a long time. That's older than me. They're Better Business Bureau accredited with an A+ rating, longtime NARI Milwaukee member. They'll make it easy. They'll walk through the styles, materials, budget, cost, wood, cedar, ornamental, chain link, PVC, vinyl, some great new styles and designs. You land on the right look for your home and your budget. Badger Fence is licensed, bonded, and insured, and that matters. You're protected, and they are too. They use quality materials. Mine's cedar, love it. 10 years old, looks fantastic. So if a new fence is on your list this year, set up an appointment at badgerfence.com. Badgerfence.com, easy. Tell them Scafidi from WTMJ sent you.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Fest with 3 days of giveaways, daily events, and doorbuster deals May 1st through the 3rd. Join us for a weekend of deep discounts on your favorite brands and products throughout the store. Fun, interactive events, games, and demos the whole family will love. Plus, a chance to win over $100,000 in prizes and giveaways, including a Massimo UTV grand prize sponsored by Mobile One. Shop, save, and celebrate during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Fest, May 1st through the 3rd.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Jeremy G, UrbanMilwaukee.com. Todd Albaugh with Steve Tiffany on the Point Taken Show. All right, where are we going? Development issues.
We're going to talk real estate all over the city of Milwaukee. Real quick, I'm going to dump 4 stories. I'll let you two pick what you want to talk about the most. One, heading down into Bayview, there's an interesting thing happening with Unity Lutheran Church. They're looking to possibly demolish their church. The congregation is very healthy. They just want to look at ways to expand their impact, which could be adding housing to the mix and make them financially sustainable. They also serve as a warming shelter in the winter already with their education wing, so they would get a better home for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's moving forward. Walmart in the Midtown Center on the north side of Milwaukee closed in 2016. There was a plan to put self-storage in it. The city said no. We want more than that. Paraphrasing what happened. There's now a proposal for the parking lot to be redeveloped into 2 affordable apartment buildings and then allow future redevelopment. And we'll have a scoop on that, I think, next week on what's going into the former Walmart itself. That's moving forward. Amazon is building a distribution facility in the city of Milwaukee. It's not nearly as big as you think it might be. It's going to be about 11,000 square feet compared to 2 million square feet in Oak Creek.
Wait, 11,000?
The Amazon is getting to not just 2-hour delivery anymore or 2-day delivery, but half-hour delivery. They need a facility just outside of downtown Milwaukee to accommodate that. That's coming to the Menominee Valley.
Real quick, I love the fact that I can. This has happened twice in the last 6 months. I can order something. It's at my house that same afternoon.
Well, now in a couple months, you'll be able to order something. It'll be in the studio before the end of the show.
Isn't that nuts?
It is.
Which one did you pick of those 3 stores you
Well,
wanted?
we got one more quick. There
One
is
more.
a site on Water Street, just outside of the 3rd Ward. That was 11-story building was proposed there. It's been dormant for several years for various reasons. The proposal can't move forward. A Minnesota developer who just built a building in the 3rd Ward is now coming back and wants to do something on that site. Details of that have not been revealed, but it's certainly going to be apartments.
Todd, you pick.
I'm going to clump them kind of together a little bit, and the issue of housing. And this is an issue that cuts across the entire state, across all political spectrums. And I am so happy in an era where we see, particularly in my former party, Steve's current party, trying to meld religion and faith with politics. Here's a Lutheran church who's putting their faith, their money where their faith is, I guess you'd say, and say, you know what, we don't need a big fancy church just to come and do what. We're actually going to follow Christ's teachings and provide for the less fortunate and include affordable housing on our lot. I think that's doing something without boasting about it. Just be quiet and do it.
Is that your read on that story?
I think that's where that's heading. I think that's a fair read of exactly why they're doing it.
Sign me up. That is noble leadership.
Yeah.
from a faith organization.
Just do something. If you don't go out and beat people over the head with your book of faith. Actually do what you say you believe in. I like that.
All right. What else you got in this segment?
I mean, the Amazon thing I think is interesting because I think we're going to see those facilities to get that half-hour delivery time pop up in more than just one
Sort
spot.
of like mini sites.
Yeah, so I assume they're going to like figure out it's going to rain on Wednesday, so we'll start trucking in umbrellas and then we'll deliver them in that half-hour
Are you
window.
just saying that, or you know that?
I know what they do logistically on a broad level.
Robotic?
At 11,000 square feet, no, it looks like it's a bunch of just shelves that people are quick picking and loading trucks.
Are they delivered by drone?
No, look,
Not yet.
That's coming.
Yeah.
It's being demoed at a transportation conference right now. Yeah.
That sounds great. Well, to some people, until it drops on some kid's head.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then we're all going to be up in arms doing talk radio
But
shows about
here's,
it.
I mean, you might appreciate this. Do we really need stuff that quick?
Yes, I do. I want it right away.
That surprises me.
Although my pal,
because
my
I thought, like me, you're more of an analog guy.
No, I try to be modern. But my pal Eric Bilstead always reminds me of this. You know, you can just go drive to a store and buy it right away, and then walk out the door with it. Probably don't have to do anything other than just go to the store. So I mean, that availability is there. If
you can't buy a tchotchke on Amazon. You gotta go to the.
No, you guys do
Milwaukee
online. Someone asked me, do you do online or no?
UrbanMilwaukeeTheStore.com. Yes, lots of online business. Nothing you can buy on Amazon.
Oh, could go to the website. Order it that way.
Yeah, you buy it directly from us. The stuff in our store you will not find on Amazon.
Unique stuff.
Yes.
That's interesting. I'll take an early break here because there's a lot of stuff we can get to. There's a bus tour that intrigued Todd. You said that before.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah. And it's for good reasons. We'll get to that. Jeremy Janine, UrbanMilwaukee.com. This show went so fast. That means it was good. Kristen, I hope you're listening. She's
going to give me so much grief for that?
No. Good radio should be appreciated by everyone, even a co-host who's not here, doing a very important on-assignment work. Quick break.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, former FBI Director James Comey indicted by federal prosecutors for a second time.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
King Charles opened his address to Congress with a personal touch. He also praised our U.S. lawmakers. He said, "I come here with the highest respect for the U.S. Congress."
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ, Steve Tiffany for QC Kinetics. Talked about it the other day. My left elbow was bad. Slight tear, tennis elbow, that's what they call it. I went to QC Kinetics in Greenfield, and Dr. Ashley Caravelli and a great team, great communicators as well as medical professionals, talked me through it, walked me through it, told me you can go about your day after your treatments. I had 5 treatments from spring to fall. Bottom line, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see elbow good as new. That's the reality. Science is real. Treatments are natural. Your body can heal itself. QC Kinetics gives it the right tools to do that. No operating room, no hardware, no watching summer come and go, not able to do the things you love to do. Don't have to sit down, avoiding stairs, all those things. The longer that inflammation bothers you, the more damage it does. So this isn't a get around to it situation. Right now is the right time. The first step doesn't cost you a thing. Easy, free consultation. How do you do that? Call 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559, QC Kinetics.
Where you live matters. Searching for assisted living can bring a lot of questions and a lot of emotion. At the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, we believe you need a clear, complete picture without pressure. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association on whereyouLiveMatters.org, a one-stop destination with unbiased information to help you understand your options and connect directly with providers in your area. No confusion, just tools that help you take the next step with confidence. Start your research today at whereyouLiveMatters.org.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
We are in the city of Milwaukee on Wisconsin Avenue downtown, right in the Avenue, right next to 3rd Street Market Hall, which if you've ever checked it out, check it out. The food's amazing and the vibe is cool. Todd Albo has been sitting in for the entire show, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much, and thanks for Kristen and you and
it's been a blast.
Everybody.
We've had a great show, and Jeremy Janine, he's here every Thursday. Let's wrap it up. What do you got for us?
So Todd was very interested in this, and I think it's a great event that showcases all the hard work people are really putting in to try and tackle housing at kind of the lowest level of home ownership, the lowest income level of home ownership. The Community Development Alliance, this is now the third year that they've done bus tours of all the different projects they're involved in. It's stuff we talk about from time to time, but their goal long-term over several decades is to tackle the racial home ownership gap in Milwaukee. That results in a big, scary number and they need to create 32,000 new Black and brown homeowners. That would close the gap in Milwaukee. That obviously, again, can't solve that overnight. But every year they're trying to build about 100 new homes and get homeowners in them. And it results in lots of different strategies to get there. They have an all-of-the-above approach. Last Friday, they showcased their early childhood educator homes, which was going back to 2021. They got a federal grant allocated by the state through the American Rescue Plan Act, $5 million in seed funding. Lisk Milwaukee, as a partner, went out and raised a bunch of private capital from groups like Northwestern Mutual and other Zilber Family Foundation. And then they've built now 50 homes, 42 of which are reserved exclusively for early childhood educators, which is a high turnover field. And it's if you pay people more, all of a sudden the cost of childcare explodes. So the idea from the state was, hey, let's seed this, try and get people to stay long term. We went and saw a number of those homes. Some were built in partnership with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity, but many were emerging developers who are building not their first homes, but their first homes at this scale. We met with a number of different homeowners, heard their stories about where they worked. One works down in Cudahy, but really wanted to live in Milwaukee. And it was also an opportunity for bankers, funders, a number of state legislators, and community organizers to get an up-close look at these projects, meet people. What was really interesting to me was the number of people, I'm deep in the weeds on these, covering the financing sources, the number of state legislators and bankers that didn't know all the different sources and kind of what levers of power they control. We're really getting to pitched on, hey, here's the one thing you can do to improve this.
I love this story. You did too.
I did too. I mean, I think that people like Steve and Kristen and I, who have the opportunity to have a microphone, sometimes fall into the trap, you could disagree, Steve, of witching and griping about things that are going wrong. Here's a story and a community bringing people together, things are doing right. I love every part of it. Housing, as I said earlier, is an issue that cuts across the state. I love this. I think it's things actually getting done.
Yeah, the home ownership thing is key. Especially I've talked about this before. These block by block ideas where you sort of transform a sort of dilapidated area and messy and dirty and transform it and give people ownership and the partners, the names you were dropping. That's a big reason why this could be successful. It's a great start. Got to keep it going.
Yes, it needs to be sustained year over year. We talked just a couple weeks about Northwestern Mutual seeding $3 million in funding for kind of the next iteration of these programs.
All right, got about 30 seconds. What anything on your radar this week?
I just coming here from Maida House. They built a new facility. They deal with women primarily struggling with addiction. They have a residential inpatient service, and then they transition you to outpatient. They're near 39th in Michigan, about ready to open a new facility. It will increase the state's, not just their capacity, but the entire state of Wisconsin's capacity to treat this population by 20%. They see a big backlog of things like opioid abuse where they can't get to the people to give them treatment. They'll now be able to really address that backlog.
UrbanMilwaukee.com. Jeremy Janine, thanks as always. Todd, been a pleasure. Lots of fun.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you.
We'll see you down the road. The news is next on 620 WTMJ.
You can search for the biggest bat selection, but I'm here to save you time because the best baseball and softball bat selection in the Midwest is right here at Burkhart Sporting Goods. We stock just about every bat on the market from all the top manufacturers like Easton, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Marucci, and more, and sell them all at the guaranteed lowest prices. So get in here and try a few out in our indoor batting cages. There's no need to look any further because when it comes to bats, if you want it, we got it at Burkhart Sporting Goods.
You can't beat Burkhart.
When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spiritwear is vital. That's why Burkhart Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spiritwear from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spiritwear and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhart.
You can't beat Burkhart.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Behind every breaking headline, there's a reporter whose perspective deserves to be heard. This is WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Join me Sunday mornings at 10 on Reporter's Notebook as we break down the news from the lens of the reporter and analyze stories that deserve closer inspection. We'll also give you a behind-the-scenes look at what goes into a reporter's job and how the news you hear every day comes together.
Bringing you the story behind the story. It's Reporter's Notebook, Sunday mornings at 10 on WTMJ.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
Just before 12 o'clock, 46 degrees, and we'll see partly sunny skies, maybe a pop-up shower as we move throughout the rest of the day, and a high getting up to just 47. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. Pain at the pump, gas prices continue